very long. Round 2. I like how it says it's connected, but it doesn't show that it is. Okay, now it does. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is Bendy. In this one, we're continuing Batim Chapter 3. Probably. Assuming that doesn't happen again. I gotta get there first. This is episode 5. We're live. Hello, Benny. Hello, Chris. Perfect. It's actually my intention. Hello, Ben. Do you mind pinging Chris if Nova or T-Jock don't beat you to it? I can't be bothered to open Discord and do all that. Because that's a lot of work. Speaking of Nova. What is actually causing... You're causing this. Get out of here. You're getting exiled. I've seen enough. Alright, that would do it. That wouldn't change anything, evidently. I'm gonna... Myself is the next on the exiling list. Connect to that one! Good lord, is it that hard? There we go, Jesus. Drama queen over here. Anyway, hello Zane, hello Sassy, hello Dreamy, hello Spooky, hello Ender. Wow, all the members joined, that's crazy. Anyway. Hello Orange Chicken. Hello Horton. Now there's another member. It's a lot of green. What? I just clicked something. Maybe I didn't, maybe I'm dumb. Oh, I clicked the composter, okay. Did I? I did, right? Yeah, okay. Anyway, we did a lot last stream, so we are gonna be at a door past, like, this turn, I think. It'd be the next door after this one, right? Yeah. Hello, Skatey. This door, yippee. Member round, members gather. You know it, Jack. This is Minecraft. Orange Chicken. Okay, Ender and I did go to the same answer. That's cool. That's definitely how you, what I'm assuming autocorrect got you there. Episode 1, even if I still don't like it. I thought the humor in 1 was funny. But it did feel definitely like overly forced. Have fun, Spooky. I'll say this. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I suppose I am for the most part. That wasn't the thing though. I yesterday finished the prototype tutorial. It's 5 parts in almost 6.5 hours. Yeah. So for those of you who are ready for that, it should be starting next week, probably. That's my guess, at least at the moment. Hi, T-Jock. Well, that's cringe. Ah, okay. You know, you could have T-Jock do the pin message if you want, Nova. You're not falling for the rage bait, you're creating the rage bait. There's a difference. Why the frick am I here? Hold on, I gotta catch up. I gotta sit to the Alice cutscene again. For some reason, it put me in this room. So I gotta deal with this all and then walk through. Hello, Nico, also. I think we're gonna do the next let's build. I'm not sure. It won't be next stream, I'll tell you that. And it also won't be a time lapse because I'm working on a different time lapse at the moment and I don't want to do 2. Although I'm taking a break from the other one because it's actually breaking my brain. But 5 is going along. I can't really complain. I might show it later. Now would be a good opportunity, but that doesn't mean I'm going to use it. So... Hi, Char. But next stream is most likely custom MH. And then you won't get a stream for a while after that one on Saturday, because we're going to St. Louis. Although I'll talk about that more on that stream. Because I'll give, like, specific days and whatnot. But that'll probably be the last stream before then. I could technically stream Sunday or Monday, but as of right now, I don't really have a plan to. Okay. I don't remember what's next. I'm not even doing anything. I'm doing absolutely nothing. And it's tweaking because I'm sitting here. Whatever. Hello, Hacklord. Yeah, definitely Huggy Wuggy. Oh, right. That's why I stopped. Alright. Anyway, where am I here? Yes. Yes, ma'am. Well, that's cool. Technically, that light shouldn't be there on this side at least. It's visible from this side, but it doesn't exist on the other side of the door, but too bad, says Head. Can you get out of my way, Boris? He did get out of my way. I suppose. He kept walking. I don't think this looks like backrooms. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't see the comparison there. The only pre-plan, or the only schedule I plan is weekly, and it's also just what days I stream. Aside from that, I really don't know much of anything, and it is kind of just like whatever I feel like streaming on what specific days. You know what I mean? I didn't go far enough here. That's awesome. Yeah, you say that, Char. You say that. We'll see. I'll believe it when I see it. Doritos. You should eat a few more Doritos, Hacklord. Hear me out. Hello, Bum Bum. But it'll, I guess, probably be a while just because of the fact that, you know, I'm getting my break soon, I guess, if you will. Okay, I'll do mud brick walls here. I actually could do walls on the top. Nah, it's too much work. Yo, Ender. Enjoy that. Why am I going back? I know what I need. I just didn't feel like grabbing it from the creative inventory. I was gonna go block pick it, but I am now realizing that would take way more time than just grabbing it. Directional block ever good, I'm glad. To be fair, I also am kind of at that point. Do I want to stick 2 out? No, I feel like just a row of slabs would make more sense. Like this. And I will go out on the sides because it kind of peeks out there. The plan is looking at the game and building what I'm looking at, basically. That's the wrong side. Noted. I thought it was the other way around for some reason, Chris. Also, I got it wrong again. That's crazy. This was cracked, but it keeps going. I thought a wall popped out here, but no, there's no wall there. There is a wall on this side, though, coming out like this. So that's cool. If you would call it that. You know, fair enough. I don't really get why Poppy Playtime gets the hate that it does. It's a good game. I guess part of it can be the the other mascot horrors, it's kind of influenced, like Ban Ban and stuff. You know, you get those out of it, it kind of does, I guess, ruin the feel of the game in a sense. This room makes no sense. Wait, what does this go? Where does this go? Okay. That's gonna be so awful. Because I'm gonna have to at some point, not in this stream, but I have the whole section I'm gonna have to do for this. You know what I mean? The, like, puzzles and stuff that you get. Or not the puzzles, the tasks. The Among Us tasks from Alice Angel. I honestly think it was Poppy Playtime and not Ban Ban that created the problem. Poppy Playtime had success with the type that it did, and then everybody fed off of that. But they didn't feed off of that with actually trying with games. They just made, you know, whatever game they felt like, and half of them ended up being terrible, but they made the money out of it. So at the end of the day, do you think they care? That's at least my stance on it, because it doesn't feel like almost any of the other ones have the... I mean, you could even make the argument that Poppy Playtime doesn't, but I think Poppy Playtime has more going for it than most other modern mascot horrors. How do I do shelves? Where would I find them? I only am wondering because this one's against a wall. Wait, this room should have one. Yeah. No, well, that's not really great either way. Okay, but it is just trapdoors like that. Is there any alternative I could do? I guess I could embed in the wall a little bit. So I would have, like, a trapdoor row here or whatever. I'll probably go fourth, actually, so it's here. Mob made Hello Neighbor? Hell no. As much as Mob has made a buggy game in a lot of instances, they can do better than Hello Neighbor at the very least. I might actually switch to shelves here. I might do it. For the sides. To an extent, you also have to understand as a business decision that, yes, a lot of game companies are going to aim their games at kids if they physically can do so. I do agree that sometimes it gets annoying because, like, you know, I would like some heavier ratings and stuff, just because I think it makes the game more shocking in that sense, and those are always the fun ones to play. But, like, it is, at the end of the day, a business decision to actually keep it rated for kids, and as much as a lot of you probably don't like it, and again, same with me not preferring it, it's gonna be how it's gonna be, because they gotta do what's best for their marketing, and, you know. Horror game of toddlers. Because that's going to be most of the audience that is likely to pay attention to games like that, you know what I mean? Look at how FNAF even did. FNAF ended up getting a lot of attention from kids. Hello, IDIK. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I feel like Mob has done a good job with still keeping that, like, you know, that sort of kid-friendliness while also having parts of it that, like, if you're old enough, you actually understand how decrepit this is. That's something that I like. That I don't mind if they're rated kids if they lean enough into the gore or the just disturbing parts. Like, I respect Reanimal for being an M-rated game. That was a ballsy move. I can't even lie, and it paid off. Because that was one of the craziest games I've played in a while, that's for sure. 4, 5. Would I do 2 on at first? Yeah, I could do 4 and then it's 3. Oh, fine. Alright! We're just gonna be like this all day, are we? I can't win. Physically cannot. It's impossible. Connect? Connect. Thank you. Hello, Nathan. Lord have mercy. Not because you joined. I mean, maybe because you joined, but... If we just straightened this and did that. I could do shelves or... What? Stairs on both sides. That's the word. I don't know actually about that. I might do that, to be real with you, because I think anything else is gonna be weird. You're just the messages that my eyes are glancing to. It has nothing to do with anything, and also you're having interesting points I can make discussions about. So, you know, that's generally the 2 points I need. I'm also not ignoring other chatters. You're dumb if you think that. Yeah, I called you dumb. What are you gonna do about it? Yeah, it's your fault, Nathan. Absolutely, 100%. I was wondering if you noticed, actually. Using real-life version of the toys, using orphan children for such a twisted but cool storytelling? Yeah, exactly. And then the hour of joy, just period. I don't think you really need more than that. Dollar idea that one of your millions upon millions do an Among Us stream? Last time I tried to do an Among Us stream, my internet declined the idea. Not respectfully, either. But... you know, that's too early. I would maybe. Does it show up? I don't think it does. Unless it's here. No, that's a lever. Okay, well, time for... Actually, I could use the chapter 2 design, which I remember. It was a chiseled bookshelf with a glow item frame, but I might go item frame. And... you're never gonna watch my content? Unbelievable. Fake fan over here. Can we get a ban on Nova, guys? Moderators who are in say aye. Bread. I hate that works. Oh, I hate that works. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. It's funny, so I'm gonna do it. Thanks, Acklord. Hello, Acid. Nice. I think you're missing the point, though. That's crazy. So like every mod who's here, basically. So mean, what? You're the mean one. I don't want to hear it. Also, we're banning Nova. That's what. Oopses. Okay. There's an ink. The inkening. That's what. You've been a bad student. That's just, I don't know why that came to my mind when you said that, Ender, but... What did Nova do? Everything. Nova's a wanted criminal. We have no choice. Now, I'm not gonna disrespect your choice, but saying you have no choice is a lie. That's like robbing a bank and then said, I had no choice because the devil on my shoulder told me to do it. You know what I mean? That's just not true. Is that properly inked? I think it is, yes. I think the inking has been properly inked. Is that ink or is that... No, that's a Bendy plushie. Shall we see what you look like? Wrong side. I'm not doing the fancy voice for all that this time. I'm gonna go here and then just destroy the extra row. Ink? Your ink. Existing is crazy. The Batman has a lick of 78? Okay. I mean, I guess it would just imply that you're a squid, no? Orange chicken? Or fish? Again, and you call me a furry. Even though fish don't have fur, I know that. Okay, connection here underwater? That's a good point, actually. How does one do that? Okay, I almost just got rid of that. No, get back in the inventory, Bendy. You're not free yet. Technically speaking, a dragon head would work if it had no eyes, but I'm gonna just go with a wither skeleton skull, because I can't be bothered to think. Doghouse. Okay, the the doghouse wasn't... that wasn't for the purpose of being a dog. That was the purpose of seeing if I could do it, and yes, in fact, I could. And then I got stuck in there with the toilet, okay? That's a whole other conversation. I refuse to talk about that. Oh yeah, I guess, Char, if you missed anything, it was that. On the Twitch last night. You missed me climbing into a doghouse. And then after stream ended, T-Jock and I were screwing around a little bit, and I went in the doghouse with the toilet in the doghouse, and I got stuck. But it was... I think it was because I was trying to move it or something. I was trying to reset its position, and I had to be in the doghouse to do that. I swear. I'm not lying. I promise. That's crazy. I would never change my name again. No. Yankee sir, whoa, Nathan. You heard me just fine. I got stuck in a doghouse with a toilet inside of the doghouse as well. So it was me and a toilet in a doghouse, and I could not get out. And I will elaborate no further. A debug stick? I don't think I would use debug stick, to be real with you. Even if I had it as an option. Because most of what I do is tutorials, I'm not going to use a debug stick and then be like, oh, what's that? You're a Bedrock player? Well, wah, you know what I mean? I mean, I do that to Java, I guess. But not with as much to an extent. There was something in here, by the way. I was looking for... Is it really the conduits? Oh my god, I think it is. That's crazy. Hello, Jonathan. Yeah, no, it was something. T-Dark's just mad I have a better lethal suit than him, I think. That's what it is. He's just mad the bunny suit's better than the purple suit. It's obvious. Stick is cheating. It depends how you use it. I don't know enough about it. But I mean, the other thing too is, you know, Nathan? Like, debug stick just does that. But I guess this is a vanilla block. And also Java doesn't do that for some reason. Which, I don't know why. I don't get why it does that on Bedrock, but not Java. If you don't get a model of the structure, really? That's stupid. I don't think so, Char, because I wasn't expecting to go inside of a doghouse. You know what I mean? I wasn't really expecting all that. I wasn't like, you know what, we're gonna do some tomfoolery that Char needs to see. I just it kind of just happened. Barriers on Java to get structure vertified. Really? Huh, I didn't think anything did it, but interesting. I think on on Bedrock it used to be like that, to where barriers did that and structure voids didn't. And then they like entirely, no, it was structure voids I think did it, and then the feature got removed or something, and then it got re-added, or I know it changed a couple times. But I'm happy with how they work now, and I hope they never touch it again, because I guess, yeah, exactly. Yeah, right there, Ender. That sums it up nicely. Unfortunately. Okay, actually that's perfect, because that's in line with that, which is what I wanted. Unironically, I seem to get things to line up either perfectly or like one block off, and there's no in between. Probably because there couldn't be. But that's besides the point, I guess. Technically speaking, that should be a block thinner. However, it also shouldn't be. And I will elaborate no further. 1, 2, 3, boop. 1, 2, 3, and there. PP tortillas, crazy. 7-4 before you end stream. I don't know. It wasn't that long. Also, that spacing is wrong, because this one should be like there, probably, and then there should be one there, right? Yeah, that seems correct. But it was maybe 30 minutes or to an hour, somewhere in that range. I really have no idea. Okay, there should be 2 further. If this ends up 3, I'm okay with that. It is 3, yes. Is that fine? Ooh, that's gonna be tight if I do it that way. I could go flush here. I mean, I'm okay with doing that. Or I could pull that out of block. Huh. I might pull it out of block. So it's like that and that. Because when I have it, because there's a shelf on either side, and if I do it as 3, you're going to have a 1 block gap, and that's just... Isn't there a, like, hole, or a, toggle click to Orange Chicken? Where you can... Well, toggle? Like, you press it down and it'll just hold it to spam blocks? I thought I remember seeing that as a feature they were either adding or did add. Hello, Cloud. You count the exact amount of bendy cutouts for the mission. It should be exactly 15 or 16, depending on the path you took. Do you mean how many that I'm placing, Chris? Or should that appeal for Java? Yeah, from what I did in Java, like way back when, I agree with that. The building is certainly weird. But then again, I mean, additions used to be like that, so... Excuse me, Nathan? I feel like every stream ends up becoming that, honestly. Me just saying random stuff. I don't know. Anyway, how's everyone's Wednesday going? That's the day of the week. I took a short walk today. It's a little cold, so I didn't really feel like going out for too long, but That's definitely not. Oh, wait, that actually makes sense. Right, because they share a block. I'm so stupid. Okay, anyway. My floor. Now I'm debating if I want to push... No, I can't. Wait, yes I can. I can push this a further block. How space have here? 5. Let me go find the Boris, dude in here. Okay, you're 1 block wide, which would mean it would work right now. Because it'd be 135. Oh, I don't like that. I mean, it's fine. I can leave it. I just don't like how tight this particular spot is. I can push you there. Then that makes it 5 there as well, which is definitely not right. Actually, that is going to be the issue regardless then. So never mind, it doesn't matter. What's a disc for? I never played it since. That sucks. I don't have like discs for any games. I have LN3, and that's literally the only recent game I have a disc for. Because I bought the deluxe edition for it. Are these shelves good? No, 2 of them are not. This one is I think the shelf that or the part that I just made actually is slanted. Like that. Yeah, okay, I'm doing 3, so that works. And then this one's the top. This one over here. I like how spaced there, that's so true. Pretty sure everything cut on this floor for the mission. Well, yeah, I know that, but if I took Angel versus Demon, there's gonna be a different number of them. Is that what you're saying? Because, you know, that might be an issue. That might be a small issue. Okay, I gotta go get the Boris. I remember that it was... I remember there was a reinforced deep set. That's all I got, though. Why are you here? Birch, it was like this or something. It wasn't exactly that, but... Did you know that people with guilty consciences are more easily startled by loud noise? I'm sorry, I don't know why that went off. Anyway, just an interesting fact. Okay, birch on the bottom, reinforced, then coal. I think I have it. I think I have it. Me thinks I have. That. No, wait, that. Nope, that. Then you there. Where's the fence? Where are these? Here? I suppose so, for his feet. Although I feel like that would make more sense, so. Welcome back, Spooky. Path is one that isn't mandatory to break, it's always 15. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, well, it was there, I was correct, but I am switching it to dark oak. Anyway. Hello, fun stuff. Why what? Why not, actually? They're a little large. A little large. They should technically be as tall as you. Actually, I might want to shorten them. Even if it's just... by... Because I don't want them touching the ceiling. Like, what if I did this, theoretically? They look really hunched over now, but that works. Looks like your car. Is my skin? It's a lizard. Hold on. Shopping. I guess that's actually technically true. Here, I'm giving you the Wikipedia measure. Make sure I'm not getting doxxed by this page, because Google has a tendency to try to do that to me. This little guy. Well, not very little. They grow to be 3 feet, but I used to have one. Hence what my whole thing is built. Oh my god, that's hilarious. They are really chill lizards. I had one for almost 5 years. Yeah, I know. I'm always careful whenever I show a Google tab like that because I'm just ready to be doxxed from it. But no, I think out of any like pet I've had, he kind of just trusted me more than any other animal I've ever had. I don't know. I remember like specifically one thing, and it was he had like I don't even remember what it was. It was like a spider web or something that was in his cage, and he walked through it, and he let me just like brush it off of his eye without even flinching. It was kind of crazy. I mean, he closed his eye. Obviously, he's not trying to get his eye poked out, but he just like didn't. I don't know. You'd expect animals to like not like you touching their vital parts like eyes or whatever, but no, he didn't care. Hello, Noble D. 5 years? Yeah, it was that long. I've had that chinchillas for almost 7, Nathan. Right? Yeah. Skittles is 7 years old. Which is ridiculous. That is bonkers. It does not feel like it's been 7 years for the chinchillas, but Peanut is like 6 months younger than Skittles. So not generous being close to them, especially snakes. I hate snakes. Snakes are fair. I feel like lizards, I mean, if it's like a Gila monster or something, again, like, sure, understandable. But for the most part, lizards are chill. There's anything threatening about them. Snapping turtles, like, that's a reptile you should fear. Those things, okay, I'm getting it. It's lagging. That's cool. Come on, reconnect. Perfect. Okay. As I was trying to say, snapping turtles, that is a reptile you should fear. Those things are scary. I don't know if anybody here's like actually encountered one in person, but one time, like a couple years back. Okay, that's gonna float. Actually, I can do this. One time, years ago, there was one just like in a parking lot in our town, and we saw it, and yeah, no, that thing, one, powerful, and two, its motion is so quick. Like, you're not careful, you will lose a finger with a snapping turtle. Hello, Shadow. Yeah, I figured that'd be an issue. It should be 3 tiles perfectly, I think. Yes. How far off am I to that? Not very. But, like, how... No. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, I'm closing my eyes and I'm seeing vision spooky. No, I have the game up in the background on PlayStation. Hello, Beaks. Cartoon studio is so big. Who knows, honestly. Do I want to try to like push this so it's it's correct. I don't think it matters, to be honest. Because it's 3 blocks, so... Somewhere in here. Okay, I don't know how I made it better and worse at the same time. It's tweaking a lot more, but it's also... just kind of, like... surviving more, so... We're just gonna see how this goes. I guess. I don't really know. I don't have anything else I can do, I suppose. I'm gonna try, or presume that it's there for right now. If a reptile exhibit been there twice, so except the alligators and turtles are behind glass and I was still freaking out. Just freak out around. I can kind of understand bugs. There are a lot of creepy looking bugs. And again, some reptiles, but I would not like to be close to alligators, I guess. That's fun. Hello, Giovanni. He does this in his sleep? Yeah, actually, I do. You must. You must fix the pit room. I am absolutely terrified for that when I have to do the revamp. You don't understand. Whoopsies. You don't understand how scary that thing is. Is that all white chocolate? What? Was it by 1 block? That is tragic. I gotta say, for all things considered myself, I don't mess up detrimentally like that in tutorials too often. Every once in a while I'll be like a block off, but for as many as I do, I feel like I should be messing up a lot more with things like that. But I guess especially after a while, you kind of start to know what you're doing more. So it makes it go a bit smoother. Nope, I shouldn't have filled. Never mind, yes, I should have. That's fine. Now, and then. Again, I'm gonna assume that this is correct. I probably should be marking it, but too bad. It doesn't actually matter because this side just does like that anyway. Weekend everywhere. I'm sorry. It's fine, understandable beaks, I suppose. That's too much work. Bold of you to assume I want to put that much work into this project, Spooky. You know what? Player head for the Alice cutout, or not cutouts, dolls. Where potentially did it go since it didn't grab for some reason? I could technically make them multiple blocks, but yeah, it's too much. Again, too much work. Too short. That was something I think I did mess up on my tutorial for that. Something or other got messed up with the roof. I don't remember exactly what part it was, but I remember having that issue and being like, well, frick. It's funny because Wi-Fi genuinely so bad, it just is randomly disconnecting on me right now. Point actually proven immediately. Wow, that's crazy. No, if that didn't prove my point... Well, whatever. again, am fighting an inanimate object, and I'm never winning that battle. Not in a million years. So I'm just gonna have to deal with it, whatever. My bad if stream lags. Again, I literally physically can't do a thing for it. Because it's just gonna punch me in the balls repeatedly. Yeah, I might actually throw the router out the window, I swear. Got an interview to college? Yo. I'm gonna ignore the second part of that. I'd say not because I'm judging, but then I'd be lying. You should build it, definitely. If I had to go through doing it twice, you get to go through doing it once. Yeah, remember guys, I have to build everything twice when I do tutorials for it. So, yeah. I think that proves everything I need to. I need it to, rather. Also Noble, not in 2025, apparently. There? Sure, I don't really care. Unbuild it one time, then you only have to build it once. I like your thinking. Or I time travel. I time travel into the future so I can see the building that I haven't built yet, and then I build the tutorial for it. And then time travel back. Even though that's definitely not applicable in the sense of time travel at all, because that's just not it. That would break something. What? Oh, I did 5, didn't I? Yup. Way to go, man. Hello, Glamrock Freddy, voice crack. Exposed frogs. I like frogs, they're adorable, but they're not the kind of adorable I like to touch or get close to them. They are certainly weird to touch because they're slimy. They're definitely strange, but they are goofy creatures. You haven't lived until you've been peed on by a toad, though. I left it. You heard me. You heard me. Hello, Jamie. Guess you miss each other right now, yo. Yeah, my real name's Just. How'd you know? Light here. Why are there so many lights in this room? And why is there ink on the ceiling? Who inked on the ceiling? I wonder what Boris is doing right now. Is he just like waiting for me in the next room? He's probably wondering what's taking me so long. Does he wait here? I think he does. I would assume that he does. It's not me. I'm not the one doing the inking this time. Oh, we're here. Okay, so I know where we are. That is solely like that to piss me off. I know for a fact. It just ever so slightly steps up, and I know if I don't make a step up, it's gonna piss me off, and if I do make a step up, it's gonna piss me off. So I'm at a bit of a stalemate of getting pissed off by my Minecraft build. Like, that's way too much, but it should be like this. You know what? I can do this actually. I can do it like this, and then the step up will start here instead. I have not seen K-pop Demon Hunters, no. I've heard plenty about it. Trust me. Yeah, Boris has just been waiting in this room. Poor guy. I actually shouldn't feel bad for him. He's a wanted war criminal. Actually, that's Tom. That's chapter 4, right, by the way? Where you get imprisoned by Alex. and Tom throws your soup on the floor. Just click the stalemate resolution button. Oh yeah, my bad. Didn't think of that one. Clearly about ink. I don't know. That's 5, very beginning of 5. Okay. Shadow right there is crazy. That's funny because it's perfect blocks. Like, it just has a blocky shadow, or like a, you know, it almost looks like just pixels. That's weird. Yup, just what I wanted. How'd you know? Earth Minecraft build. Would honestly be a warm-up build for me. Hello, Proxy. Really hot ink woman, really cartoon ink man, and inky machines. Yeah, no. Yeah, you hit it right on, I think. Other than the other parts, but you know. And now this is not gonna work anyway. Stay. It just keeps turning off my Wi-Fi, just entirely. It's sending it into orbit or something. I don't get it. Fixed in Minecraft. I'm still debating whether or not I want to do the tent. Do I have this saved? Probably not. But I got the statues coming. Hopefully y'all will like those, because they're probably my favorite statues I've done. I have been, by the way, I've been trying to do a Lily statue, and oh my goodness, I have been struggling unbelievably for some reason. I'll hopefully get it eventually, but I just am having a whale of a time getting that to look good. I don't know what my issue is. I've had like 2 full kicks at it to where I've that's fine, I guess. But 2 full kicks to where I've tried to like make something and it just has not happened. I'm okay with that, I think. Methinks, yes. Hello, Anushka. Oh, I was like, what was that for? But I see now. My bad. People think they're so funny, don't they? Hello, Jax. I don't have any animation. That's the fun part. Like, I haven't even gotten far enough to do that. Her legs are just there, and I just have her standing straight, but the something's giving me issues. The save name. Okay, so it is oak walls. The skirt. That is definitely not where I wanted to be, but I'm close, so. Surely I can remember that, right? Surely. Yeah. I've got it. Easy. Okay. I don't know if that's exactly where I want it, but no, I think it is. He's got a light on his, like, front there. I wonder if I can do this. Very good nutrition. Yeah, I mean, I'll get there eventually, surely. But, yeah, I don't care right now. That's not a major focus. Prototype statue's done, so I mean, that's, you know, that was my main issue. And now that that one's done, I don't really care. I got the TADC statues. I have so many statues. You don't understand. Because of the amount of larger tutorials I've been doing and not recording, like, other ones, I have an unbelievable amount of statues stockpiled. I've been doing the LN ones, and I have, I guess, the rest of 2 and all the enemies from 1. I have a bunch of Lethal Company ones. And now I have all the TADC ones. I think that's it. Yeah. Like, I have 3 full sets of statues that still need tutorials. It's ridiculous. And I just haven't gotten to them yet. It was yesterday. Really does not feel like it's been as long as it has. I do agree with that. Yeah, totally, Chris. It's happening right now, actually. I'm actively building it. Boris is probably looking at me, wondering when I'm gonna go find that other lever, because he's just staring at this one. Can I flick it for him? No, doesn't let me. That's pretty lame. I also have, like, just in general for tutorials, I'm so set on pretty much everything but city ones. City ones is what I'm, like, most behind in. Interesting. Lee has bean-looking feet? Yeah, true. I think. I wonder if all these in this chapter are gonna look like this one. Since all the ones in 2 looked the same. I'm gonna try to avoid structure voids, actually. Try to avoid the voids. I was gonna use them to shape these things better, but meh. Because, again, if I'm under a situation to where I'll be structure blocking some of these, then that's just gonna be annoying. Shut up. Sorry, my PlayStation started yelling at me or something. I don't even know anymore. It was doing something or other. What have you been doing? What has she been doing? I don't know if I want to know. Anyway. Guess I can leave Boris alone now. Door release. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, of course. I'll do REL maybe. Door release. Good enough. I honestly, first off, Glitcher, you're fine. It mainly is PPT related. I don't care if it's like about TADC, because that's actually, you know, a more unique one to be asked about. But mainly that rule is for TADC, or sorry, for Poppy Playtime. I plan to eventually. I got all the statues that I just did, but after that, we'll see. I mean, I'd like to make other locations, but I'm just scared to do the tent, so that's my current issue. If I can figure out how the frick I'm supposed to actually go about doing the tent, then it'll be a little bit better. But I don't know. I'll probably wait till after whatever episode 8 releases and then see what I want to do. Because I might want to build whatever from that one, or I might not. Asian Kingdom. That's crazy. Me neither. Thank you, Nova, though. That is a joke you make with people you know, not with people on the internet you've talked to once in your life. Or not at all would be the better alternative, but I know for the people that's just not how that works, so, you know. I am familiar with TSMC. He's honestly the main reason I got into doing tutorials myself. Although I've kind of, I'm gonna say, devolved that into the madness I do now. Also, am I gonna get jumped during this? I'm pretty sure there's a part where you get jumped here. And I don't know if it's for this mission or a different one. Oh, this section's gonna suck to make. I just remembered a room in here. I don't know if I can access it yet, though, so I'm not, or I should not be worried about it. In-house adventures, I hope we see more actual adventures soon. Yeah. Bendy and Hell Firefighter. poster on the wall right here. It's kind of funny. I would argue FNAF is pretty chill. If there was one I had to pick to just, like, you know, build, I don't know, 3 times consecutively, it'd probably be FNAF. Maybe Hello Neighbor, actually. Hello Neighbor would be another chill one. Maybe I'm a little bit insane for that, but I don't know. I like building those kind of wild houses. Time playing it out. Thank you. I appreciate that. I haven't really kept up. I mean, I've seen some of his more recent builds, but I haven't really kept up with him truly. The only thing I have noticed is he definitely... It feels like he's taken more of a cartoonish kind of, like, aesthetic, especially recently. Not to say that's a good or bad thing, but... I guess it's a more simplistic style. Kind of. Simplistic, cartoony, whatever you want to call it. Kind of old-fashioned as well. Like, One thing I do remember recently from him is he had a diner or something that was... He used, like, light blue concrete, I think, for the main wall, and it just felt so... It felt so, like, retro, but in, like, a... I don't know, in, like, a futuristic way. I don't know how to explain it. But, like, I guess a lot of older buildings in general had more color. Hello, Joe Bama. Hello, Satya. Everything I do is on Bedrock. Including right now. Some of my older stuff, I guess, would have been additions, but... You know, that was before Bedrock even existed. You wanna know what's funny, by the way? When... As much as I am a Bedrock enjoyer now, when they first, like, came out with it, or I think it was because when Microsoft bought Minecraft, and it was the whole, like, when they moved Xbox over to Bedrock, I hated it. I hated the idea of it. Because I loved additions, and I was just like, no, this is stupid. Why are we gonna do this? Like, for what reason are we doing that? But... Now that I actually play Bedrock, like, I don't know why I was so against it at that time, but I also was PlayStation, so we got it way later. Like, we got it, I want to say after Aquatic. And I think Xbox got it before, like, a good bit before Aquatic came out. Chapter 3? I'm not far enough into this chapter to even make that decision. It also depends if I pursue the idea of doing a tutorial for this one or not. That would be the real thing I would be wondering if I was you right now. Tutorial on this one before we get there. Because, you know, that really does make a difference. But, do I put shelves on the front of that? I feel like I should. Or maybe signs. Hold on. There was definitely one somewhere here. Okay, I had to just do trapdoors. Cool. I guess. I feel like shelves would make more sense, but also that would be bulkier, so... I'm not gonna think about it too hard. This is their ink. Ink everywhere. The inkening. I'm inking everywhere. I mean, what? What did I say? Does it actually... Is this open yet? I hate it. I hate it here. But yeah, yes it is. It's very much open. I was wondering about the pathway that's like right here. Pretty much. We're talking about this a little bit on the Twitch stream last night, but I'm thinking about getting a, like, custom Huggy or something animatronic made at, or asking somebody at while we were at Transworld to do so, which is a, I don't know why it's called Transworld, but it's a Halloween show. I really wonder where that name came from, but anyway. It's something I've been thinking about, like, you know, there was, I think 2 years ago, I wanted to see if I could get an LN one done, but I never really got further in a thought than just having the thought period. But, I don't know. We'll see. It would also be like, what would I want done as well? Become Huggy? Okay. Is that a challenge? Wait, this is just a pillar of 4. Wait, no, that's right then. I did it right. I'm smart. But the funniest part is Spirit sells Huggy, like, Poppy Playtime costumes. They've sold... Last year for kids, they had Huggy, Killy Willy, Boxy Boo. There were definitely others. Maybe not. Kissy? Yeah, Kissy. And maybe that was it. For some reason, I feel like there was another one, but I guess not. I feel like there was another. Unless I'm thinking of a FNAF costume for some reason, but I don't know what they had for FNAF that would have been different. I feel like there was another one like Boxy that wasn't Boxy. I don't remember. And I know I think they've only had for adults Kissy, or sorry, Huggy and Killy. Which is kind of lame. Because, you know, I would not fit a kid's costume. Well, that's another idea I've toyed with, is literally just getting a Huggy costume. I have one of the stuffed dolls, or dummies, so if I can't get one for myself, I would totally dress the dummy up as Huggy. That'd be great. If only they had the smiling critters. Imagine a prototype costume. I think a prototype animatronic would be crazy. Would probably be like $1 million, but would be cool. I'm starting to hit that point where I'm ready for the spirit season. I'm sick of it not being that time yet. Wait, no, this is the... Okay, no, the lever's there. So, I'm gonna be rebellious and not go to the lever, because I think that's funnier. Look what's kind of my cat is Bubba Bubba. That's crazy. That's another thing that is, I guess, cool about working at Spirit, but also something I always think about is, like, what should I be next year? You know what I mean? Like, last year I would have been thinking about for this year what I should be. I'm still not really sure. Again, I am absolutely toying with the idea of Huggy. Because that would also be really funny for the stream, the IRL stream, the, you know, the animatronic one each year, to just pull up in a, or you just start that stream in the Huggy costume, you know what I mean? I think that'd be pretty funny. Is that only 3? That is only 3, yes. So I have to go another diagonal. And then where do I put the painting? I guess here. I don't know. Yeah, no, I've been debating switching the just idea to be huggy because I feel like that would, one, be more on brand, two, I'd be more chill with actually just owning that, and three, it'd be funnier. Hello, Star Park worker. Bit about it, so legs inside it. Nah, that's, yeah, that's fair. I don't know what you're talking about. Actually, it'd be the easiest thing ever. Those legs are average Tuesday or something. I don't know. Hi, Gamga. Y'all have the image anyway. In fairness. See you later, Ben. Dress up as Pomni? If they had a adult Pomni costume, I so would do that. I 100% would do that. No questions asked. Hello, innocent. Although, I do sincerely doubt Spirit would have a costume for that. Okay, this area is so much larger than I thought it was. What the? There's so many things here. Oh my god, there's so much thing. I don't know you actually agreed with that, Nova. I'm gonna be so real with you. I didn't realize there was an agreement in place there. I know I had brought it up, but I didn't think you were actually like, yeah, sure, go for it. I knew you understood the point, I just didn't think it was set in stone. That was the case. Imagine dragons, Gamga? Where did Charkowski get a Jester suit with his thighs exposed? Oh my gosh. Oh, that would be brilliant. Me either, but alright, sure. Fair enough. Does this, so there's a door here in this hallway. I think it's on this wall. It's like here or something, and I'm wondering if that connects to anything here. I don't think it does, but that was why I wanted to build this first, because I wanted to make sure, since there aren't the lines of 4 over there, and I know if I don't, you know, I'm gonna screw it up. Also, this light is flickering, and my eyes do not appreciate that very much. Made jacks? Oh my god. What the heck? If only they had that as a costume. You know, it's funny. Like, out of anything that Spirit would carry as a costume, I would think that would be one of the things. That's just so on brand for Spencer's specifically. But I guess not. It is funny, as well, because I don't know why I have 2 beehives. Well, I copied one with data, apparently, that's why. But I guess it would have been last year? When Spirit got no, 2 years ago, right? When Spirit got the Amazing Digital Circus costumes, I thought that it was so stupid. All the characters are dumb. I was like, this is another just like lame kids cartoon that nobody needed. But after watching it, 1, it's not a kids cartoon, and 2, wow, it's a lot better than I gave it credit for. True, Spooky. Hello, SCP-999? That's 3 nines or 4? 4 nines. I think. Methinks. I'm not sure. I can't read. Just coming down. It would be over here, right? Like, here-ish? And hello, Bendy. Hello, Melon. Hello, Amy. You made an icon? Are you the icon, perchance? Yeah. Yeah, kind of Brandon. Oh, yeah. I think I mentioned this in a Twitch stream, but if I make merch at any point in the near future, I definitely want to make some reference to Brandon. Well, 16K? True. I should check how far off it is right now, actually. It was 50 off when I started stream. Like, exactly 50. Now we are 43 away. Getting there. I guess by technicality, yes, Kamga. I'm gonna fill in the wall behind it anyway. Jester, Purple Bunny, and Raggedy. And all the messy person are registering for Halloween. Don't forget Mr. Toothy. Yeah, don't forget literally just a mouth. Okay, I can only fill the side rows of the floor because there's the dumb pipes in the floor again. So I'm gonna just do that, and I can build the walls around it and then deal with the pipe last. Do we, like, have a physical representation of Brandon, though? I don't think we do. That is one thing that needs to be figured out. Okay, so there is a pillar here, which is then where these stupid things would start. And there's another pillar here for whatever reason. And on the other side, there's a thicker pillar in line with the back one, but there's not the front one. But I can't really change the thickness, so we're just going with the one. Whatever. You should die. You should throw a freaking beach party. Good boy. Could technically make it too thick, actually. Would that look dumb? Yes. That broke so fast. Oh my gosh. Wait, actually, this one's open, which means I gotta put the bread here, like this. And then I guess I just leave you. Actually, I'm just gonna remove it entirely. That's crazy. I imagine the only person I have recently spoken to named Brandon, that I know their name is Brandon, and have seen them face to face. Which is always a really funny, like, it's always really funny to compare this character, we're just like, stupidest guy on the planet, to somebody you know. Should the fudge word? Whoa, I don't want to say fudge. That's... Bubble, you can't say that. The only, like, thing that I find interesting is, with the censorship, with the, you know, the swears, is it, like... It'd be built into the circus, no? Because it's not like they... When Kane says it the one time... It doesn't censor, but when anybody else does, it does censor. So is it just like built in and that they all, whenever they swear, that's what they actually like see or hear? The the little just bubble or whatever. You have two, Chris? Why do you need all that? What's the swing button? Okay, yes, it is what I thought it was. That painting is literally just a hole in the wall. That's crazy. And yeah, I was expecting to get jumped. And I got jumped. So that's cool. Hello, Dylan. Ink on the ceiling? Not anymore. There's no more ink on the ceiling. Thankfully. You know, that's technically true. Whoa. Why is there just a hole behind this? Any logical reason? Probably not, but... I guess this is the part where one of us betrays the other. Ha. That works, right? If it was an item frame, it wouldn't. Frick item frames. I'm starting an item frame hatred clan. Who wants to join? There's technically a light there, but it's not happening, honestly. I'm glad to hear that, and you are welcome, Dylan. Got some exciting ones coming up, hopefully. I am going to say this one thing, and I will elaborate no further than this. You guys are going to hate me. It's all the elaboration you're getting. Apparently I'm tired. This just in. Local man is tired. Florida man, even though I'm not from Florida. Thankfully. I want you to look at a map of the world, Orange Chicken. Close your eyes, throw a dart, and whatever country it lands on is going to be your answer. Also, this is important. Char, did you fall asleep? I'm not really worried about Sweet Street yet. The current room I'm in, actually, on building chapter 5 is terrible, so, you know, gotta get through this one first. But... hello, Pokemon. Char fell asleep again. God darn it. Fish head pies? That... just like on the surface, that sounds really weird to me. I'm also not really a fish enjoyer, so... Beans on toast, never talk to me again. School bathrooms be like spooky. High school bathrooms. Funny game where you're in an alternative dimension that's made out of ink. And, you have to end the cycle, I guess? I don't know. A goodie there. Yeah, I don't want to hear it. Burgers are a great invention. I'm just saying, if you say fish head pie to somebody and they don't know what that is, you're not going to get a good reaction. And I don't know what that is, so I'm not going to give you a good reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what country that's from, I'm grimacing at the thought of that. I would honestly rather not know what that is. Like... you can't pull that out and then try to say any other country's food is bad after you just put those two, what, 3 words in a sentence together. Head in a pie? What else would it be? Yeah, see, that validates my point. Yes, Horathon. Are you... you're from the UK. Have you ever heard of a fish head pie? Even if it gives you every single heart disease? Real. Hello, Icy Slurpees. Hello, Miraculous as well. For $100 billion, probably. You know, fish eggs are a delicacy here. Caviar, I think is what it's called. I've never had it. I'm not a seafood fan, so maybe that also explains why fish head pie makes me want to throw my monitor out the window, so I don't have to look at those words put together anymore. But now I'm just not a big fan. Never heard of that. Okay, yeah. See, even your fellow British people are really not liking whatever you're saying. Yeah, exactly. Spooky. Fish and slightly overcooked bread. Hey, toast is good. Don't hate on toast. I will give that much credit. Toast is good. See, I'm not a huge bean fan in general, so again, you're not exactly gonna appeal to me with this. Okay, and then it looks like it'd be 3 and then a doorway here. Technically, this is a raised platform as well. God darn it. I'm not gonna deal with that, to be real with you. Welcome back, Nathan. I will hate on British food if British food is called fish head pie. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna hate on your food in general, but you can't pull that out and be like, yeah, no, it's actually a sweet treat here. Like, hell no. That is so crunchy. Oh my god. I could never. That reminds me of the these would be chests, but they're at a diagonal, or the one is at a diagonal angle at least. Never mind, I don't even know anymore. Happy early birthday, Icy. Hello, Pinky. Here we go. I've got nothing to say against tea, so, you know. British food, that's crazy. Again, do not hate on my burgers, Nathan. I love a good burger. Pig snout cake. Yeah, see. Point proven. Sheep's lung, liver, and heart mixed with oatmeal and spices cooked in the sheep's stomach lining. My only question with that is who the hell thinks of that? Who sits down and is like, you know what I'm gonna do? This is what I'm gonna make. I just such a wild concept. That is such a wild concept. I'm sorry. What? I have, yes, Dylan. I've done some streams and stuff where I have. Okay, yeah, that is to be expected, Gamga. Should you possibly make the toast sandwich? I will say, a piece of toast with butter and cinnamon sugar, 10 out of 10 right there. Such a good combination. I haven't had that in years though. That makes me want to go make a piece of toast, but that I think is the toast of all time for me. I feel like I've heard of that at least, Horathon. That's crazy, Nathan. But are you saying my butter and cinnamon sugar on toast sounds disgusting? I do like a good biscuit. Better than fish and pie. Not everything is deep fried, although I have had deep fried Oreos. That is a thing that we decided needed to be deep fried, and I actually can't hate it. Although I've had it, I think, once in my life, so... And I do plan to keep it that way. I'm not trying to have a heart attack from one singular thing. Because that would be the one singular thing that would give you a heart attack, methinks. Okay, the pipes do stop here, yes. Okay, that's the wrong one. Wait, actually, no, I do need the structure voids, so yoink. Yes, deep fried Oreos. Honestly, I think besides that, I can't think of anything weird that's deep fried. That changed so much. Like, what else is there that would classify under that? You know what I mean? I guess there are certain places that do just deep fry whatever the frick they want. My burger is a boo. Pipes? Yes. Yes, Arthon pipes. Deep fried steak? What? Thank you, 20XVM, and hello. I'm getting there for 3. I'm getting there. I ate a bowl of nails for breakfast. Without any milk. I love that scene. I didn't know that was a thing, actually. I've never had that. I guess I don't see why it would be terrible if, you know, deep frying, yeah, chicken, if that's good. Like, I don't see why that would be different. Huh. Yeah, wow, that's my first time hearing of that being a thing. Oh, wait, actually, right, what are British biscuits? I am genuinely asking, because I know they're not the same as what we consider biscuits in the US. But, like, what is the... What are they? I should not have filled this in the way that I did. I've screwed myself eternally. But actually, no, it's fine. I got it. Watch this. Cookies? Okay. Yeah, our biscuits are like bread. We got bread biscuits, basically. Cookies a biscuit with chocolate. What I'm missing on? Yeah, you gotta try taking one of your shoes, Horathon, deep frying and eating. I'm just kidding. It's not a thing, I swear. It's like a bread roll. Yeah, it's like a bread roll if it was more fluffy, I guess. So does every cookie you guys have chocolate? Four, and then more than 4. Go figure. Can I see the wall? The wall does not help me. I'm gonna eat the wall. I feel like that's the only answer. Fried shoe sounds delicious. Again, I'm just thinking of the SpongeBob scene. My patty is a boot. Y'all ever had creamed corn? Is that a thing in the UK? I've had it once in my life and it was so good. And I've been missing out ever since, technically. Squirty cream, what? Definitely not what I said. But a pixel art of your credit card detailed. Oh yeah, I'll get right on that one. Great idea. Okay, so is it like that? Kind of. They're at an angle, which is really annoying, but I'm just gonna push it over a block then and do this. And then it would be 3 more blocks. Well, I have it as 5 more. Something I don't want in my mouth. Whipped cream. You know, that reminds me for some reason of one of the inventions of all time. That being the like the Ready Whip, but as cheese instead. The cheese in a can. Such an odd invention. Okay, so this didn't really help me. I'll have to come back for that design, but I'm just trying to mark it right now, and it's not helping me. What is whipped cream? How would one even describe whipped cream? It's like icing, but like cupcake icing, but white and maybe a little thinner? I don't know. Can't pronounce your ages correctly, but you pronounce it in character. Should have turned syrup with whipped cream instead of milk. You might be onto something, Horathon. You might be onto something. I like your style. It's actually in line with that, which is cool. I mean, the wall is there. Which would be correct if the wall wasn't longer. I feel like it should be 6. I feel like what I have it is correct. But then, again, that gives me 5 beyond. I guess if I do this, it gives me 4. And then if I shorten it a block, it's 3. Well, no, I can live with it being 4, actually. That's fine. I kind of want this to be 6. I just feel like that's correct. I don't know. Chocolate syrup on chocolate cereal sounds like a lot of chocolate. Hello, Pixelator. Let me get some squirty cream in your mouth. Like, you know, can you see where that would maybe sound weird? Anyway. I think so, Orange Chicken. That sounds familiar. Right here. Booyah. I got banners off the sides if I can. Oh, wait, no, I shouldn't actually. Never mind. Tasty Eats. No, not nachos. I feel like it's an actual thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb. Chocolatey chocolate. Game about ink. Game where the inkening takes place. It's a really good description for it. And that's fine, because it's going to be off. It apparently is, now that I'm looking at it. You are backrooms? Thanks, I'm an expert on the game now? Yeah, you're welcome, of course. Glad I could help. I feel like you could inference that one pretty well. Orange chicken, if I had to guess. About the, well, no, you know what I'm talking about. I don't need to elaborate. I don't want to elaborate either. Oh, I forgot to ask for a kid's meal toy. You're not a kid. Ooh, an adult toy then. Don't know about that one, mate. That was one of the first clips from the show I ever saw, Chris. Who's that? There was definitely a stair closer, but... Yep, right there. You know, I'm sure somebody out there would do that to that toy, Chris. We are in that day and age. Stranger Things, more like peculiar events. Yeah, but what if he wants to be talking about something else, Nathan? Something tells me. Something tells me he's generalizing that for a reason. I don't even know if that's a question, to be real with you, Nathan. I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's a question. That seems more like a statement than a question. Unless they're thinking this is the Google search bar again. Excuse me, Spooky? Excuse me? UNTMI. Dreams? Oh my god, I don't know why, I just got reminded of the PlayStation game. Any of you all who are PlayStation users ever played or used Dreams at all? Genuinely the biggest waste of money I've ever spent on a game. I thought it was terrible. It was like Rec Room, but $50 or whatever it was. Rec Room if it was bad. Yeah, you definitely are, Nathan, 100%. Yeah, they are just toys, totally. 100%. Without a doubt. Keep believing what you want to. Are we serious? Are we for real? Are we 100% totally 1001 real? Are we? But actually? But I've got a better idea. It's your old friend, deadly neurotoxin. If I were you, I'd take a deep breath and hold it. 8 on the X. Probably 10 on the Z should be fine. And I guess 15 on the Y. Did it exile the structure voids? That's what I'm wondering. It actually did. They're fully gone. That's crazy. But the whole purpose of that was so I can push this over. You play imagination with? I don't know if I would word it that way, but I mean, that is a way to word it, for sure. It's one of the ways of all time. Boy, counting sure is hard. True, mouse, and hello. Did I just... That bothers me. Thank you, Dylan. Thanks for wasting my time. I really appreciate that. So glad I get to look over to read a chat message that was solely there to waste 10 seconds of my life. I don't know if this door opens. I'm just gonna make it a door. I'll try doing this. It technically works, but it also looks dumb at the same time. It's going decent. Wow, I've gotten a lot done. Overall, I mean, where did I start this stream? Where did I start this stream? Here, right? Yeah, here. So I've done all of this, I think. Right? Yeah. I think that's correct. Something like that, or maybe I started there, whatever. I've still done all this. Look at your message now? I don't think I will. Thanks for the offer, then. Yeah, if you want someone to look at your message, why don't you do it yourself? I'm definitely gonna forget that this is a doorway, so I'm putting a beacon on top. I respect the honesty, Chris. The ink is just appearing. It's just appearing. Like, there's nothing that it should be coming from, it's just there. Had a rage bait tutorial? Totally not clickbait. You know, that'd be a great, leeway to make it clickbait, just to, you know, rage bait. But then that's a paradox, actually. Because you're still giving them the rage bait tutorial, even though you're not trying to, or even though you aren't. Huh. Died or just changed? It sure as hell has not died. Where would you get the... Where would you get that thought from, the fact that Horus died? Wake up, wake up. I don't think I wanna. I'm much better taking a nap. You knew I existed. Yeah, I'm an AI? That's crazy. Thank you, though. It is, I suppose, a compliment. As much as being called an AI could be. Oh my god. I forgot about that. No, it's been longer than that, hasn't it? Or was it not? I don't remember. Just playing it safe. Go after this stream. I want you to go do me a favor, and I want you to go watch a gameplay of Reanimal, like a gameplay video or something of Reanimal, a full gameplay. And I want you to say that again. If anybody ever has like the horror has died or games are not being as, you know, risky, I want you to go look at Reanimal. I'm gonna mention that game every time. Because, oh my goodness. Hello, Ashley. What if we didn't wake up in chapter 2? What if we didn't open Poppy's case? If only, am I right? Psychological horror is possible. Psychological horror is such a cool concept. A game would be cooler, but actually, why not both? Spooky. Hello, Julian. Hello, Aleb. Okay, more stupid, unnecessarily, yeah. That's all I'm saying. I couldn't get it out. Did I ever get no, but I peer pressured him to play it, so he has played it because he played it with Friends Pass with me. But he does not actually own the game. But he did get to play it at least, so. All thanks to me. Could you imagine, actually? If they pull that on us, I'm just pissing my pants on soon. Sorry, I can't take it. Why the frick? What's the other one? The ink machine, okay. Oh wait, that actually is not going to be that bad. I might want to rather do that path than the one I'm currently going on. Hello, B Junior. Nice. Bendy's your third favorite game. I don't want to state my opinion on that because I feel like Bendy would be way too low for me. The creators lied to us? Good, you deserve to be lied to. How about them apples, huh? How about them apples? Yeah, no. Peer pressuring T-Jock is funny. It's funny too because he hates me for it. Like I always succeed somehow. Whatever I want him to do, he will end up doing because I will not shut up until it gets done. So what am I doing? What is this doorway, by the way? This is so odd. I guess I could do... Oh, wait, I know what I did wrong. I did that wrong. Okay. Because then it would be here, and then I could still go walls on the inside. Like that. Building. That's a good question. It's pretty early into the chapter. It's where you have to flick the two levers to go through this door right here, which doesn't exist yet. Overly mature audience and overly childish audience. Childish is funnier. So I think I'm going with that. If everyone acted like 80-year-old men, it would be really, really boring. Just to be entirely honest with you. And they broke another one. Nice. Good job. I'm gonna build you in Roblox, Spooky. How about that? I'm gonna build you so hard in Roblox. One of these. What do I do for this? What did I do for this? Oh, wait, it's literally just a mishmash of blocks, I think. So you for the main block. And then I'll have fence gates, I'll have buttons, I'll have signs, and I'll have oak trap doors. If they would actually grab any of the 8 times I've tried to press the button. Have fun, Mouse. Remade batim. You mean in Minecraft? Neither. Orange chicken? I don't think I can legally answer that one. I'm getting canceled regardless of what I say there. JD Game. He did chapter 1, I think, but I don't know if he got further than that. He's the only other one I'm immediately aware of, though. Oopsies. Cup is making it? I did not know that. Piano River make it? Piano made chapter 1, I think. Because I thought you would have already... I thought that would have already been implied that I knew you made it, Chris. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't think you were looking for that. I think it's more obvious that you made it than that I made it, to be completely real with you. Sure, that looks like a jumble, but that's kind of the intention. Can you not see the time, Orange Chicken? Is that not a thing you can do? I'm gonna commit war crimes. I'm gonna commit so many war crimes. Anyway. Okay, now I have 2 points that I could do. Oh yeah, I forgot he did too, Max. I've talked to that guy like twice in my life. No, actually I've talked to him more than that. That's not true. I have, outside of servers, conversed with him once. But within servers, I've conversed with him more than once. Yeah, you can say a bad word or two as long as you don't say a borderline word, like a slur. Most of those will just get you permabanned, actually. So don't say those. But if you say like the frick word but not frick, as long as you're not saying it every other message or 30 times in one message, then there's not a problem. I try to be, for the most part, lenient on that stuff, because, you know, I don't really care that much anymore. I, myself, you shouldn't hear me say too much of anything bad, but... Bad word or two, and we're banning Chris. Yeah. And then getting mad after it happened, when you got pretty much what you asked for, is also fairly wild, but, you know. Hate how, that was kind of accurate. It was like almost not scarily accurate, but it definitely sounded like a villager. 16 a.m. for me? Good lord, you should be sleeping, Pixel Enter. Yeah, if you wanna hear me curse, join the Twitch streams. I don't care as much on those, to be real with you. Because I don't have the wherewithal to care for 3 hours a day twice. So. Didn't know you. That's crazy. FedEx Gaming Me Chapter 1. Really? I didn't know that. I forgot FedEx Gaming existed, man. Where's he been? He doesn't make content anymore, does he? Because he was like the classic tutorial guy for maps. He was the why why is this like this, man? You have two doorways back to back here. Why? I don't understand, dude. This is so stupid. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Why? What is the purpose? Or the Reddit incident? It doesn't matter, Chris. If you want my honest opinion, it doesn't matter. Because as long as I know, and as long as one other moderator not named T-Jock can read, because apparently he can't, you know, like it's not gonna ever be an issue. Although, yeah, no, never mind. Actually, I had nothing important to say. Yeah, when I made the statue, Melon, the legs were the worst part by far. All right. Guys, get better. Good. I'm getting your eyes checked tomorrow, and I'm scared I'm gonna get my nose by glasses. I'm not a glasses needer myself, so don't look at me. Walkers, we do, yes. I've like never really. I don't know a lot about what they are exactly, but I know we have them. Wow, that's crazy. Not wanting my opinion. All right, now you're really bent. Also, Nathan, to answer your question, somebody in the server found Chris's. It was a Reddit post he made showing his play off, and people in the server thought it was mine. Hello, Parker. I'm doing all right. How are you? I kind of feel like I should push all that forward. Should I? No, yeah, I should not. Never mind. It's fine as is. Try to hear your opinions. God dang it. You make a fair point. You make a really fair point. What are the odds? I can split it in half. Well, actually, I can just do nothing. The ceiling in this chapter is going to be just inconsistent as hell, but that's fine. Spell to make you bad at building? Nah, you can't. No, it was stupid. I agree with you. I only found it funny because T-Jock also thought it was mine. And it just gives me more reason to tell T-Jock he needs glasses. So. What, Nathan? Okay, yes, one, that, but two, it doesn't look anything like mine. Mine is far better. I'm joking, Chris. T-Drug will literally never beat the can't see or can't read allegations. I'm telling you. He can't. This room is also breaking my brain the more that I look at it. Okay, yeah, so, I did deserve that, to be fair. I can't even lie. I completely deserve that. If you look at the sides and don't look at anything else, I can kind of see being like, yeah, no, they might be the same. But when you look at the middle, you can very much tell they're different. Yeah, the dome and the like just that middle section. I had the Let's Build a Shopping Mall from City way back when. I don't really have interest in making another mall anytime soon. They're just they're just one of the builds of all time to have to make. Thanks a lot in chat now. Stop there or a little shorter? Oh no, definitely shorter. Should stop like there, methinks. Yeah, that's to be expected. But actually, it is just ever so slightly off. I mean, I could extend you further and live with that. Should I? What was that, like 8 streams ago, Waldy? I don't remember. I didn't do the timeout, but it was clearly for a reason, so. If you got timed out, then you should be able to realize that there was a reason and what the reason was. Or anything, though? You just said exactly what you did. Let me see if Nova adds that in the pin messages. No, she does not. Yeah, actually, it was probably spam. If 9 times out of 10, that is what it is. I don't mind the spacing. I want this to be 1 rather than 2 bookshelves. But if I change anything unless I did this, actually. Because I could do this, then this, then this, and then put you there. And that doesn't change anything major. I just was wondering if you did or not, because I was going to refer to that, but I don't want anything from you. I just didn't know if you did or not. I never said anything about blaming you, Nova. God. Keep watching. You must keep watching. I would have hoped the, what you were just talking about would have also answered your question pretty well. But, you know, what do I know anyway? I just work here. Hello, Rob. There's about a 3% chance this lines up. I don't know about you, but I like those odds. So close. So close. Am I a block off? Actually, I don't know. Well, if I line it up this way. How am I a block off in 2 different directions? How does that happen? This is solely here to make me mad at this point. It's so obvious. Literally everything is just ever so slightly off. I hate it here. I want to go home. Please let me free. Hello, I want to say Attila, but I'm probably incorrect on that. Nathan, I don't know anything, let's be honest. I do the building and that's about as far as my brain goes. I don't know. Y'all do most of the modding. I give most of that to you because I can't be bothered to be involved with it unless I have to be. You know what I mean? I also, am not a mind reader. Although I sure wish I was sometimes. Could you imagine how nice that would be? Oh my god, the things I could figure out if I was a mind reader. I don't think I've streamed that many days in a row. I don't think I've streamed that many days, period. I don't even know if I have that many videos. Play Minecraft? I mean, honestly, I don't do a lot of gaming in general. Most of what I do on Minecraft is building. Like, I don't play survival. But I'll every once in a while play other games. I just don't really, I don't know. I don't really use my free time that way. Most of my free time is building. Reminds I wouldn't waste it on you. Except I would, because I genuinely want to know what's going through people's heads sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be so nice to know just the thought process that is going through those skulls. You can put buttons on... Actually, if I could put signs on pistons, I would hope buttons would work. But again, what do I know? Survival with horror mods is fun. Yeah, true. Twitch is a good example of other games. But Twitch is a lot of times Minecraft as well. Really recently it's been Backrooms. Goes through my head. I can tell. Spooky, trust me, I can tell. That's supposed to be an insult, be mad. I'm gonna put it a block off just because. Is that good enough? Or is it far enough over? Sure. No, Nathan. It's like the weird machine walls that are... I got like the pistons and stuff moving and everything. That's crazy. Being bullied for liking a game. The only people I've really talked to recently about, like, gaming interest and stuff is some of the people at Spirit, and all of them are pretty chill. And, you know, at least act like they're interested. I guess that's step one to being interested, is pretending like you are. But, no, they're all nice. Which is cool. Although sometimes I feel so, like, dumb, I don't know. Since most of the people are older than me, so. I'm gonna show for your PC wallpaper since you opened the screenshot from your phone. Ah, it's too high quality. It's so different. Dude, at Spirit, I work there. But it's just a retail job. I mean, I shouldn't say it's just a retail job. For anybody here who has either worked at Spirit or knows anything about Spirit, it is far from a normal retail job. But it depends, honestly. I do a little bit of everything there. Whatever needs to be done, chances are I'm gonna be asked to do it. So at least when it's in season, obviously. I'm not gonna be there right now because it's March 18th, but. Hello, Cosmic. Yeah, I definitely said something bad, definitely. 100%. People just like to fish for it, Nathan. Don't acknowledge it. Just look the other way. Let him have his little meltdown and move on. Should I use walls here? But no, Spirit is fun. I've enjoyed it. Although, one of my favorite things now, I guess, one of my things about Spirit overall is, that I like to say now is you really haven't, you haven't worked a retail job until you've done Spirit build. It's, wow, it's something. It scares me. You're speaking too many words, Spooky. Dumb it down, why don't you? Anyway, I gotta go back to the ink room. I gotta go back to ink. I mean, what? Glad you made sure yourself was included in there, Chris. It's really such a wholesome moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it 14 by 14? It should be. Yes. Remember that, chat. 14 by 14. Not that I'm gonna forget it, but on the off chance that I do forget it. Hello, transport. I had a feeling you weren't. Yeah, that checks out. Cool. That's the size. Hello, Carlos. Bendy's just a ton of hallways. Ton of hallways in the occasional larger room. Yeah. You know, I'm gonna end stream right now just because you said that. Also, thanks for not reminding me. The chains are still moving. Why are they still moving? You would think that thing would have reached the bottom by now. It's been like a year. Anyway. I want to show PPT5 off. How would you guys feel if I did just like progress updates on both 4 and 5? Like every once in a while I just did a video showing progress from the last point or whatever. And just, you know, I'm doing a little walkthrough and rambling about it or whatever. Any thoughts on that? I made a good amount of progress since last stream though. I'll just run through all this quickly. Wait, there was something here I needed to change, I think. Maybe not. No, never mind. I think I did. It was, yeah, it was that back there. Bendy chapter 5. That's crazy. How is it moving then? Sure, we'll go with both, Nathan. Anyway, all this was part of the time lapse. La la la. You have cheats enabled? You're right, I do. This room itself didn't change, but the cave is now done. Which is cool. It's pretty big. It's not larger than play care, but it's pretty big. Is there a broken window on this side? There should be. Maybe I'll choose this one, whatever. This room was shown, but now it's textured, which is exciting, I guess. And also fully finished, because I didn't finish it. I'm gonna do the parkour jump. No way, I'm so good. This hallway. Whole lot of texturing. I debated this floor forever because I didn't like the light gray terracotta as the color, but I just went with it anyway because it worked. This area, you got the side rooms. You got the part where Huggy comes out and says "rar." Is the beacon still here? It is, because that room has to be done, but I was gonna force Horthon against his will to do that one. I mean, what? I think I do remember. I don't know. That room is crazy. And then I'm in this room. I've been getting this side done, and I'm probably just going to mirror the walls at least, because the middle's different, of course. But, yeah. It's something. It's been very annoying, but I've been getting there at least. And then after this... I don't remember what's next. Oh, right, it's another chase, because it's the... You go through the shower, and then it's the room on fire, and then the... Like, one-room chase to the elevator. But yeah, there's a lot of map here. So... This one sucks, too, because... As I'm, you know, thinking about splitting up the tutorials, 3 is going to be easy. I already have that figured out. 4, I mean, yeah, I could split, like, I could split it. I could do intro, I could do prisons, safe haven, like, I can split it still. 5, there's not really anything or any way to do that. Even 4 is a little iffy, but I don't know. I'll have to figure it out at some point. But anyway. Hello, Ollie. Let's build a city. I feel like if I did, I would end up starting a whole new one instead. Nice, Nova. Tell him I said good job. But, alrighty. Good night. For you. Hello, friends. When mascot horror have it getting updated? At this rate, never, I swear. Wait for the chapter 3 announcement, because I will explain it in that, the tutorial announcement for it. But as I've said in the past, and I will say again, some people will ruin it for the rest and have ruined it for the rest, so. Intro, Animals, Brawn area, Lab areas, Sweet Street, Grand Stitchery, Ending Chase. Yeah, that actually is fair. Maybe I just don't know the chapter enough to, like, have it in my head like I can for 3. 3 is the most obvious, though, because, you know, you can branch off more. With 5, it's still, or 4 and 5, it still has to be in a specific order. I guess for the most part, you do have the teleporters, but 250-hour parts? Oh, yeah, perfect. Nathan, if you don't have a license or a school ID, you need a physical one to be able to do anything, really. So that's why. But I don't want to talk about why he wants to, because I don't know. I don't think he would care, but that's his business to tell y'all and not mine. Although I think he has stated it publicly. If you'd want Chris to make a, like, pose him differently so he's, like, coming out of the pile, I'd be, or the, like, you know, the rubble pile, I'd be down for that. Hello, B Gaga. Alright, the floor tile direction stays the same at all times. Which means I'm gonna switch you, I think. Hello, Denise. 80 parts. It's not about that. Obviously, I can, you know, however many parts it takes is how many. But with 3, I'm going to be splitting it into segments, kind of like how Security Breach has been, to where rather than being part 1 to 100, I'll say, it's like part 1 to 20, then it would just restart from 1 for the next section. I'm thinking about that, so 1, we don't have egregious episode numbers, and 2, just so it's easier for me to go through and record. Lose the spider and jump. How do you think the prototype feels about being called a spider? Do you think he, like, hates it? It kind of feels like an insult. You know what I mean? Like, it feels sort of insulting. Oh my god, this one's gonna suck. There's so much going on. So much and so little at the same time. Nah, chapter 4 is never getting made, definitely. Yeah, I do like the idea of random points, honestly. Why not? Poppy, come back. Sure as hell is not coming out tomorrow. I don't think you get to know when it comes out. How about them apples? I'm pushing this down a block. If I die tomorrow, I'll be dead probably. Truer words have never been spoken. Although I will say, as far as tutorials right now, Indigo Park Chapter 1's tutorial has been completely recorded now, which is cool. It's 39 parts. And it'll end... There was a day, and I don't remember what that day was. It was sometime in April, I think, like mid-April. FNAF World is going to go into May, which is kind of wild. Just figured I would point that out. I might end there. That might be a good point to end. Because then we can finish... Or we can start next part. My controller is bugging. We can start next part by finishing this room, this one, and then we can start working off this door. So next YouTube stream will be Saturday, and it will be, I don't think I'll end here, actually. I'm gonna end... Is there like an interesting area that I did? Not really. Actually, the first room is probably the most interesting. Wow, that's a lot of progress, though. But yeah, the next stream on YouTube will be Saturday, and it should be custom mascot horror again. Less build. At least that's the current plan. Although it could change. Who knows? It could be a million different things. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, go watch other videos, Spooky. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Or night, yes, Brandon. And I will see you on the next one. It took my emotes again. What the frick? I should have expected it, actually, because it took away my skin as well. Bye.